Doja Cat and Joseph Quinn are apparently dating. First, we have the table card here, we have the Virgo card, and we have the love card. This is a real, like, romantic relationship. I know a lot of people wonder if half of the relationships we're seeing are basically PR. It seems to be a genuine connection. At least for one of them, it is truly like a romantic connection. The table card means that they met, you know, they're kind of dating right now, they're exploring things, sort of figuring things out. I don't think that it's official, at least not for right now. The Virgo card here, this does mean that work is still at the center of this connection for the two of them. They both have a very work-centered life, and they both understand that about each other. I could see them like not wanting to upset that balance. Virgo as health. Both of them may be doing things in relation to healing through this relationship. This really just means that their present connection is all about exploring things with each other. I don't think anything is extremely set in stone. I believe neither of them is a Virgo, although you could try to check their moon or rising placements as well. But the Virgo is also a woman, so this could also just be talking about Doja Cat being sort of at the center of all this. Like, she is very much looking at this as a romantic connection. But that also possibly the focus is on what she wants and her schedule. Possibly that Joseph kind of molds his schedule based on when she's available. Literally, ring is in reverse. Basically, literally saying that like it's not a serious thing yet, or that it could become a serious thing one day, but childhood means they're taking it slow, they are having fun, they are just kind of seeing where things could go. It's very new. It's a new beginning as well. This is also Venus, and Virgo. So to me, this is like both of them are coming at this from a romantic perspective, but they're also being analytical about their connection. It's like, I don't just want to trust you, like I want to get to know you, I want to really see if we're a good match, and I don't want to force this connection to happen. I don't know if this is necessarily how Hollywood works, but negotiation, we have inheritance and disease. This is their past, right? It wouldn't surprise me if before they decided to go public, there was already a talk with certain people being like, hey, I want to date this person. This is how it can be beneficial for both of us. Like, can we proceed with this and move forward and make this detail public? I mean, that seems to me fairly obvious as to how like management would work, but basically there was a talk. There was some form of that is a contract, but it still doesn't mean it's purely fake. You feel me? Like I can see that there are genuine emotions here, but there was definitely some form of a contract. Negotiation, inheritance, and disease. This is about, we're having an agreement and we're saying, this is a good idea on how to restore someone's image, or this is a good idea on how we both can benefit from this. Maybe she and Joseph have spoken about it, but from the looks of it, it kind of feels like she's talking with a Capricorn here or an Aries. So that to me is like a leader, a manager, or someone in the business, someone that is career oriented. Basically just letting them know, giving them information like, hey, we're going to start walking out in public. We're going to come out with this information, letting you guys know so that you can kind of plan this like reveal of information over time. Baggage is here, so again, it's almost like they want to distance themselves from unresolved issues or things that they want to let go of from the past. And with Doja Cat, it could be, previous controversies and issues, and with Joseph Quinn, it could be something like, hey, this is like making me feel next phase, next journey. It wouldn't surprise me if he suddenly starts taking roles that are very different from roles he's had before. So like he's associated with a different look, a different style, a different personality, and a different woman now. I also just heard 6 or 7 months. I wouldn't be surprised if they've been dating for a while and if they've just been pretty much like sequestered or kind of hidden in other private spaces. I think they also would have had definitely a conversation about keeping things private. Joseph's perspective on this is pretty fluid. He's kind of just going with the flow of things. It's like, like I'm flexible. I can be whatever the situation needs me to be. To be honest, when I look at their energy, it kind of feels like Doja's more of the person that's genuine about this connection than Joseph. Although that kind of makes sense already. We kind of already knew that because of the whole tweet thing. But it could also just be that Joseph still has some trust issues he's working through. I do feel that he finds her very attractive though. I'd say that he also sees her as someone that is emotionally mature, or someone he can be emotional with, someone he can express his emotions to, or someone that expresses her emotions to him. I think that he's very aware as well of the connections that she can bring. Mostly he's talking about how she's actually a very emotional person behind the scenes. Queen energy, but it's like this is both like water energy, so much like emotion, generosity, feeling things from an in-depth perspective. That's the part of her that he really sees on the inside. He himself also displays as wanting to support her through a healing period. Doja, she seems very clear on what she wants. This is quite literally about her. So we have the elevation card, which is often like leveling up of something. We have Sagittarius, to me that's like going the distance. That's higher knowledge, spirituality. That's like focusing on higher pleasures in life, things that make her feel content and fulfilled. Family is here. I think she's looking at starting a family, or she's more focused on a more low-key life. Family can also mean togetherness, right? So it doesn't always have to mean children. It could mean dogs, it could mean cats. Sense of togetherness with someone that you feel safe with, and I think that's where her focus is now. I could see her as a person growing to be more mature and having like different tastes, even when it comes to like could be music, could be clothes, like more mature, more like I gotta get serious about myself now. There's definitely someone here who's like really talking a lot about health. So one of them is really very serious about health stuff. Now that could sometimes mean that there's some underlying health situation or something we've been thinking about. Like, oh, someone in my family has a really bad history of illness, so I want to start getting serious about my health, sort of thing. And I could see her just feeling like I don't have a lot of time. I want to start really making intentional choices about my life now. Future of the relationship, we have Libra, Country, and Abby. My advice is that they need to make sure they retain the privacy of this connection, but also that I could see one of them trying to isolate themselves from the other person, and it's a Libra here, so it's probably going to be Doja, but it's like not a good idea because that is going to create more distance in their relationship. I literally cannot stop hearing the song Alone by Doja Cat in my brain, and we literally just have old issues coming back to the surface. Old baggage, unresolved problems, could be mother issues for one of them. I also think one of them is actually feeling non-committal right now. This is looking like it's Doja actually, because it kind of surprises me just because it seems like she likes him, obviously, or finds him attractive at the very least. But it's possible she may run away. Now, I could be getting the energies mixed up and in reverse, and that Joseph is the one that's like running away from the idea of a commitment. But I'm seeing a lot of her energy, like Libra energy here. It just kind of feels like she's the one that tends to isolate herself. It could be both. It could be that like both of them do this at their own times. Really wouldn't surprise me if one of them kind of says that they just don't want a commitment right now. Like, I like you and I like being around you, but I don't want something more serious. Not y'all being triggered in the comments. This remind you of a situationship or what? I'm just joking. I love you. It has potential, but just like with any other relationship, it's their choice. I think if they go down that path of pushing each other away, it's definitely not going to last long term. Upcoming things for Joseph Quinn. This feels very Wild West, basically. This feels very theater. Makes me think period pieces of sorts, like not modern. Like he's got very old people energy, like old era energy. For some reason, I started thinking of Interview with the Vampire. I'm seeing that, like the baggy kind of like old night sleepwear. I'll put a picture somewhere, and I see him having like long shaggy hair. I feel like I see him in more of a villain role, like it's giving very much old-timey cop. Thinking something about her songs getting leaked. This just makes me think nightlife. The energy is fast, the energy is nighttime, the energy is going out with friends and partying, having fun. We have a biker here. You know what I'm thinking? Like the song, the Kanye song, you know, the one with Kim, that kind of vibe. So still badass side of Doja, but with a lot more softness. It's something that relates to city nightlife. So it's like the kind of song you would want to hear when you're driving down the road at night. Makes me think of Need to Know, like from Planet Her. And there may also be some songs about being alone and spending some time alone. This could be further in the future, especially because she's dating right now, right? So it wouldn't surprise me if like she spends more time alone after Joseph, or it could be, you know, after her previous breakup, she's spending more time alone and she's written some songs about heartbreak in relation to that. So I wouldn't be surprised if both types of songs are on a next album or something. The Accident and also Pisces here makes me think the difficulty of having to let go of something that you have no control over. And then some love songs for sure. I think for now, career-wise, she's really enjoying having her peace and kind of regaining a sense of mental clarity. I don't think she's really going to be in like crazy projects. Might see some pictures of her with a motorcycle or some form of a sleek car. But that's what we have. If you like this, make sure you book a reading with me at mediumisabella.com and comment below who else you want me to do a reading on.